Hello friends and welcome back to Blood Acres. So yesterday it snowed about 7 inches here in central Mass, and tomorrow it's going to rain and all this will be turning into ice. However, before that happens, we want to use this here old reliable, the 86 448, to clear some trails, including an area for the chickens to run. Stay tuned.
What are you doing? Brett's doing pretty good on the old 448. Brett, get over that way so you get the windrow. Old 448 really pushes that snow pretty good. I don't want to get Brett's head too big, but he's a pretty good operator. He's actually leaving the plow up maybe an inch, inch and a half so that he doesn't dig up the grass, because the ground wasn't too frozen before the snow came. So if he really put down pressure on that blade, he could dig up grass and make a mess of things. So I'm glad he's doing this. This inch layer will turn to hard pack and it'll still be easy to drive on. We're just cleaning up this last path. And we'll have a nice wide 4-foot or so path. Funny for the truck. I already get anything I need to get back there. guys snowbound? Well, help is on the way. Ooh, look at those holes. Man, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about.
How do you determine how many
Just so you know, close her up.
Sounds good.
Nice. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Nothing beats the wood heat.
All right, friends. Woo! So we just finished, or Brett mainly finished, clearing the paths outside with a 448 and a snowplow. Now I want to ask you, you plowed with your 220 yesterday.
Yes.
And you guys actually got more snow than us. In Connecticut, he got 11 inches, believe it or not. We actually only got 7 to 8 inches here in Central Mass, but usually we get more, but this time he got more. So how do you compare the 220 versus the high wheeler?
Well, I'd say the biggest factor difference is the tires. That having the extra oomph with the bigger tires on the 400 series really made a difference. I'd also say that the snow was a little bit wetter in Connecticut than it was here.
So a little heavier?
Which just made it heavier, and so that was harder too, and then on top of there being like 3-4 more inches of it.
How did the snow beats do though? Pretty good?
It did pretty good. There were a couple times it got a little stuck, but I'd say that most of it was due to how heavy the rear end was, and it just compacting the snow and then getting stuck on compacted
It's also a smaller engine, but that doesn't really mean as much plowing, maybe snow blowing.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I've plowed with high wheelers and low pros. They both plow really well.
Yes.
Like Brett said, I think the high wheelers tend to get stuck less easy because it has a bigger tire, so you can go over bigger ruts and divots and chunks of ice, and it gets stuck not as much. It doesn't get stuck as easy.
And also it has, what, an extra like 3-4 inches of ground clearance?
Yeah, I think it's 11 inches in the high wheelers and like 7 or 8 on the low pros, so 4 inches, give or take.
Yeah, which that would also
Makes a difference if you're driving through, like you saw Brett driving through like 8 inches of snow to get to the plow, because we actually didn't have the plow on 448 when we started. We had to put it on this morning.
Yes.
But, so we're gonna go over real quick. I've had people ask, why do I bother plowing my lawn? It seems silly. I'm gonna tell you why I plow it. You've seen my outbuildings. I have the barn, the garage, I have my woodshed, my chicken coop. If I don't maintain paths to those buildings and we get a hard winter, you could have 2 or 3 feet of built up, compacted, frozen snow, and getting through it after that, you gotta wait till spring. So you don't know ahead of time what kind of winter you're gonna get. It might be really mild and you might not need to do it, or you might have a really hard winter and you need to do it. Because I've had winters where I have a 3-foot tall wall of snow on the sides of my driveway and it gets rock hard once it thaws and freezes and rains and goes through different weather cycles. So some years it doesn't melt at all in between storms, and you really got to keep it maintained.
And also, especially at this time where it's supposed to rain.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to rain, so it's going to hover around freezing, give or take a few degrees. So it could be ice, it could be rain, it could be a slush, and I don't want to have to deal with it after the fact, because that snow was pretty light and fluffy because it's real cold today. We started off at about 10 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, which is -12 Celsius, and it's warmed up but not a lot. It's maybe 15, 16 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's still cold, and when it's cold, the snow is really nice and easy to plow.
Yes, and that was the other thing, is that with us, on top of us having more snow, is that it was a lot harder to plow. And there were a lot of times that it felt like I was plowing into like slush almost, because it was that heavy in some parts. It was that bad.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you for watching today's video on the 448 and plowing snow and why you should keep your paths open for the winter time. It's a very important thing to do, and we will see you guys on the next one.
stick around.